Yo, how are we doing, everybody? So, today I'm doing a guide on the Gunyolk boss fight. Though, to get to him, there's a few quasi bosses on the way, so I figured I might as well cover them as well. And these guys, the boss music plays while fighting them, so as far as I'm concerned, they are considered bosses, even though they are numerous and they are very easy to defeat. Still got to do it for completion's sake. So, starting off with the first guy, he does actually put you up against just 3 regular enemies before you are allowed to fight him. And you can definitely take note in the fight itself, like how the music is different. Like, this is the standard battle music that you have for most enemies in the game. And going into the next fight, you will see that it is the boss music. So, again, why we do need to cover this. But as for all of these bosses, including Gunyolk itself, I don't really think they're that hard. Like, Gunyolk does hit really hard, but all these other guys are very straightforward. They're all, managers of some sort, of some level working for Smithy. But yeah, as for like battling them, like they don't have that much HP relative to everything we've been fighting to this point in the game, so it's like I don't know, and like their attacks are kind of like really easy to block, so it's whatever. But yeah, starting off with this guy, obviously he's going to be the weakest of the like manager bosses, so just kind of auto attack and we win. Easy peasy, not a problem. But yeah, going here, when you finish that first fight, Toad is going to show up, and while not necessarily like a big deal for these clerks and whatnot, I think it is really good for the upcoming final boss fight with Smithy. You do want to make sure that you have all your items. Like, I haven't been using too many myself because I've been pretty lucky with getting some good action commands and just getting full blocks and blowing through the fights pretty quickly. But like, this is all relative. Like, if you come to this point at a lower level, or you're not like fully equipped, it's going to be much more draining on your resources. So do try to take advantage of Toad being here. And don't forget that you can like teleport using the map. You can head back into Bowser's Keep and try to get that infinite coin block. So there's literally nothing you can afford. You can have everything you want. So yeah, make sure that you do pick up all the items that you might need. This is also a good reminder to do any side quests or whatever. If there's anything you've left incomplete before beating the game, this is a pretty good time to do so. But again, up to you. It's again, not necessary for these clerk bosses, but we are going to be fighting Smithy very soon, so do keep that in mind. The 3 little minions that come in here, like, these guys are enemies that show up as well in the section just before, so if you've missed them with the Thought Peak, do make sure to go ahead and do that now. And do take note, there are 3 distinct different hammer enemies. They are not all the same, so they all have their own entries. If you're trying to get 100% completion, do make sure you take care of that. But yeah, this boss, just like the other one, we're really just going to auto-attack our way through. It's not a big deal at all. Because, like, yeah, he just has a little bit more HP. That's really all that comes down to it. I guess technically, story-wise, he has higher seniority. And I like his colors. Blue armor with the red cape. It feels very Dragon Quest. So, I do appreciate that. But yeah, very easy boss fight. Going into the third quasi-boss fight. This guy, again, really not that much of an issue. Obviously he does have the highest HP out of all of them. Like, his stats are a little bit higher. But yeah, nothing to worry about. And then yeah, right there, I was trying to heal myself because I did take some damage going into the last boss fight. But it seems these are like story fights, and after a lot of story fights in the game will auto heal you, so it's that much easier. So that's a nice little thing as well, not having to waste all your all your items trying to get your HP up. So yeah, this guy right here, he has 4 minions this time, and you can see these are the purple ones. So again, if you don't have them on the monster list, do make sure to have that covered. And yeah, nah, man, look at that. He took out Mario. Like, that's actually pretty decent. Right here, all the enemies target Bowser, but yeah, they do little damage, but they do apply that like fear debuff, which reduces your damage output. So again, theoretically, if you were much lower level, that could actually be quite a bit. Because yeah, him having higher HP, dealing less damage due to fear, and then him dealing pretty decent damage himself, he has the potential for actually being pretty good, but that requires us to be under-leveled, which currently I am not. So, unfortunately for him, that is not going to be the case. But he is clearly the strongest of the 3 clerk-type bosses that we've seen thus far, as he has downed both Mario and Malo, but he has defeated himself, so it is what it is. Really not that big of a deal, this guy. But I do just want to note that the potential's there, because I don't want anybody to feel bad going up against that guy and potentially game overing. Because like, no, his damage output is pretty good. Like, it is actually legitimate. But yeah, right here we go. We are finally getting to the boss itself. Well, the boss of this video, the final boss will be in the next one. But yeah, this guy, it is a, like, there's kind of like technically 2 bosses, I guess, with the Factory Chief and Gunyolk, but the Gunyolk is definitely where our attention is going to be focused. Because yeah, Gunyolk has more HP, deals way more damage. The Factory Chief isn't really that big of a deal. Personally, I do think if you're trying to do this optimally, it is better to take out the side guy first. I think it is better, because Gunyolk is just going to be doing all sorts of damage, and just having like reduced damage coming in is always a nice thing. It means you're spending less time healing, and that means you'll be able to get through the boss fight a bit more optimally. Personally, I was just kind of going all in on Gunyolk anyways, at least at first, because I was just like, you know, I do such high damage, so I'm sure I could take this guy out before there's any real issues. Do note, the boss is susceptible to mute, so I think that's a pretty good ability to use. Princess Peach, she can mute bosses that are that don't have that resistance, which Gunyolk does not. So do take advantage of that. That can make this boss fight that much easier. As for like the giant beam weapon, that's going to be happening like every 2 turns. So do make sure that you're healing up continuously, because yeah, if you're at lower health thresholds and then that giant beam's coming out, that's a pretty easy way to get your team wiped. So again, while the fight is simple, and man, that guy did some good damage. But yeah, while the fight is simple, there's a lot of damage coming up for sure. Yeah, Malo did not survive the previous attack. Princess Peach being pretty lucky. The attack did miss her, so that's going to allow her to not even be concerned about her own HP and get Malo up. And then yeah, Malo, we don't need him anymore, so we're going to switch on over to Geno. And yeah, a good thing to remember with the Geno boost, if you get the timing, it's not just attack up, it's defense up as well. And defense up is going to be very good when you're taking attacks that you cannot block. Like that giant blast cannot be blocked, so just taking a reduction on that damage is quite nice. So yeah, now that I've acknowledged that this guy is actually a threat, how he was able to one-hit Malo like that, I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and take him out. He doesn't need to be doing any more of that. And then yeah, right here, this is going to be the Fire Saber, which yeah, really not that big a deal. And bada bing, bada boom. That'll do it. So yeah, that is going to be my guide for Gunyolk. Hopefully y'all were able to find this useful. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, that's going to be me. Peace.